Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Manohar Kumar, Assistant Professor of English from Government College Devgad. Today we are going to study the next part of the poem Kubla Khan, composed by S.T. Coleridge. In the previous lesson, we discussed about the poet and introduction of the poem and first and second part of the text of the poem, and we studied that Kubla Khan ordered a magnificent pleasure palace to be built for him in Zandu. The palace was to be situated on the bank of the sacred river Elf, which, flowing through immeasurably deep caves, and ultimately sank into a dark sea. So, a piece of fertile land, 10 miles in area, was enclosed with walls and towers. This palace had bright gardens, winding streams, and sweet smelling trees with flowers. There were also forests, age old age hills. And the most remarkable thing at this palace was a deep, mysterious gorge that ran down the slope of a green hill across a wood of cedar trees. It was wild and inspiring place, as holy and haunted uh, as haunted one by a woman wandering about in search of her demon lover in the dim light of a diminishing moon. And in the next part, we studied a powerful spring of water gushed forth from the gorge at momentary intervals, making an continuous roaring sound. The spring violently emitting huge masses of water looked like the heavily gasping earth. The powerful outburst of water threw up huge fragments of rocks that fell on the earth and rebounded like hailstones, striking the earth and flying up or like grains leaping up from the earth when beaten with a flail by a farmer trying to separate them from chaff. And now we are we going to starting the third part of the text. 5 miles meandering with a mazy motion through wood and dale the sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean. And mid this tumult, Kubla Khan heard from far ancestral voices professing war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device. a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw it was an Abyssinian maid. So, in these lines, the poet says, 5 miles meandering with a magic motion. 5 miles meandering, meandering means winding with a magi means zigzag way, motion, course. 5 miles in winding course with zigzag way through woods. The river ran through woods and dale. Dale means valleys. The sacred river ran. The sacred river ran through the woods and valleys with winding course and also in zigzag way. Then reached the caverns measureless to man, and the river then reached the caverns means caves which are measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean, and then this river sank into the with loud voice into the lifeless sea, the dark sea. And amid this tumult, and during this tumult, and during this noise, and during this loud sound, Kubla Khan heard from far from his pleasure dome palace. Kubla Khan heard what he heard from far ancestral voices professing war. Kubla Khan heard his ancestors, his forefathers' voices professing, foretelling about a war. The shadow of dome of pleasure, the shadow of dome of pleasure, the shadow of the palace of pleasure floated midway on the waves, on the river. The shadow of the pleasure palace was floating in the midway of the river. Where was here the mingled measure? And where was here the mingled measure? Mingled means blended, mixer. Measure means song. Mingled measure. The alliteration can be noticed here. Mingled measure. Where here the mingled measure. Mingled means blended song. The sound of the gushing water of the fountain and the sound of the flowing river water, elf. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floating midway on the waves, where was here the mingled measure from the fountain and caves. From the fountains and caves, the mingled voices can be heard. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. Uh, Lyrical note can be noticed here. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. It means palace. Palace was a miracle of rare device, rare skill. The palace was the pleasure. It presented a marvelous specimen of human skill. The palace was a rare specimen of skilled architecture because it was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. Because this building was erected in such a way that it had a bright sunny dome on the top, on its top, and whereas below its floor was ice cold caves. So the palace was the palace was a specimen of rare architecture. It was the specimen of skilled human skill, specimen of human skill because it was the combination of sunny and ice. There was uh, there was a sunny dome top of the palace, whereas the floor of the palace was full of ice. Looks like ice. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer. A damsel. Damsel. Damsel is a maiden with a dulcimer. Dulcimer is a musical instrument. A maiden, a maid, a damsel, a maid or a maiden with a dulcimer, with a musical instrument, looks like dulcimer. In a vision once I saw. The poet said, in a vision, in a dream once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid. Or who was this woman? Who was this maid? This maid was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora, and on her dulcimer maiden singing of Mount Abora. This is dulcimer is a kind of musical instrument and an Abyssinian maid. Abyssinian maid means a girl belonging to Abyssinia. Mount Abora, a purely imaginary name. So, in these lines, the poet describes a vision he once saw. This was the vision of an Abyssinian girl playing on a dulcimer and singing of Mount Abora. Now, we explain again these lines. The sacred river Alp followed a 5 miles long winding course through woods and valleys. Then it entered the immeasurably deep caves and finally sank in the Dead Sea, producing a loud noise. Amidst this noise, Kubla Khan heard the voices of his ancestors professing future wars, professing foretelling. The pleasure palace was built somewhere midway between mighty spring and the caves, measureless to man. From the palace could be heard the mixed sound of the water gushing forth from the spring and the water noisily flowing through the caves. The pleasure palace was a specimen of amazing architectural skill. It had sunny domes but icy cold underground vaults. Once in a strange vision, the poet saw a Abyssinian maid playing on her dulcimer and singing a sweet song about Mount Abora. And this was the explanation of the text part third, and in our next lesson we discuss on the ending and concluding part of this poem. Thank you for today.